welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations, Titans Return, Blurr, and Hyperfire. This was the G1est Generations Blurr we got until Studio Series came out with their Blurr. Overall, in alt mode, I think I like the design. Like it does 90% of what I want in a Blurr design. It looks fast, like it's very G1 inspired. I don't love the open canopy. I wish that this kind of extended to seal all the way up. But it does have little casters, which I appreciate, so it can roll. And it's a little hovercraft spaceship kind of thing, a little space car, I guess you'd call it. But I like that it does have little casters on it. It's very toy inspired in the color scheme. So this is Titans Return Blurr, and then if you got the Legends version instead, back when they did this toy line, Takara Tomy would do cartoon inspired colors, and then Hasbro did toy inspired colors, so you could kind of pick which one you wanted. In terms of articulation or anything in this mode, it's really just the window that goes up and down. There is a teeny tiny little Titanmaster here, and I actually have never owned this toy before. I got this for $10 at the toy department, a local toy shop. And I was curious because I've had variations of this mold. I've had like Nacelle and other things, but I wanted to check out this one. I like that his arms are painted silver. It does a lot to give him just a little pop of color. The fact that he's got little boots, that little teeny tiny Titanmaster head there, it all looks pretty nice for how small he is. And of course, this can collapse and fold up into a little Blurr head. Now, the nice thing about Titanmasters is you don't have to put the one that he came with in him. You can, for example, if you had these two guys, you could take Cup, and I think the Cup head can fit pretty nicely, not the exact same colors, but a similar color scheme right there. Or we could take, any of the other pieces. We've got a little blue guy here. The Titans Return figures had 3mm, little posts that you could put dudes onto, which I like that the whole toy line combined with this gimmick. So you could, get your little squad of teeny tiny Titanmasters to roll deep on one vehicle. It makes the vehicles feel like vehicles in a big way. The fact that they can carry around the small dudes. And again, the line did a lot of interesting things, like Cup, is a Targetmaster. We had Hardhead we looked at earlier is an actual headmaster from the original toy line. And then Blurr here is a G1 character that I think was just a Targetmaster, but got Titanmasterized anyway. It's nice to see them together, these deluxes, kind of how they compare. And these two were the two Autobots that came out in the first wave. Now, that being said, this is not the Blurr that I use all the time. My Blurr is still animated Blurr. And the big thing about it, you can see kind of where some of the inspiration and design comes from. But this vehicle looks fast. This is I feel like 80s fast. It's futuristic, it's sci-fi, it's cool, but I really like how this one turned out in terms of just, even when it's sitting still, it looks like it's going 200 miles an hour. Whereas this one's like a little space boat, and that's cute. And I know there's a lot of G1 fans that were happy enough with this and then replaced it with the Studio Series when it came out. So I think that's why it's so cheap on the aftermarket. In terms of transformation, it is pretty simple here. We're going to pop off his gun. And unfortunately, it would have been neat if he came with, I think the Takara version comes with a second Targetmaster and a little vehicle that converts into a gun. So it does like the Targetmaster thing, not just being a headmaster. Then we're going to take and we're going to split apart these little engine pieces. They unplug on the sides like so and come up and out. The front nose cone of the vehicle we can bring down. It is on a double joint, so it can come down in a backpack like this. We can flip open the cockpit, fold up our seat, fold down the cockpit, and it closes up nicely to form his chest. Then we can come in on the back end, and we can flip out our legs, and they'll just accordion down like so. We can close the legs back up. We can flip down our feet like this, splitting them apart, and then flipping around the arms. And like I said, I've reviewed the Studio Series Blurr before. We can fold up these hand pieces, and they kind of double joint back. I don't have one anymore to really compare them. I think the Studio Series colors are very cartoon accurate, which is helpful, and I think for a lot of people does what they do. This is like a little toy accurate Blurr, and then we're going to take our head, we're going to jam it on there. If I can. Oh, hold on. I got to turn that little head. There we go. And here we've got Titan's Return Blurr. And again, he looks pretty dang nice in terms of his shape. Now, in terms of modern articulation, he doesn't have everything he should have. I think of his time, it was satisfactorily articulated, but that hasn't aged, amazingly compared to modern toys. He does have good head wiggle. He can do 360 on the elbows. They can go up. If you get the head out of the way, they can go up that high. There is bicep swivel. There is a single jointed 90-degree elbow bend. There is wrist swivel. There is waist swivel. The hips can do the full Van Damme, which I appreciate. They can kick up, not super far before they get in the way. They can kick back way, way further. They do have thigh swivel. They have a slightly deeper than 90-degree knee bend, which I do appreciate because he does need to do running poses, but he doesn't have any ankle tilt. So he is a little more limited than the modern Blurr is, but I still like him a lot. I think for me personally, I just don't love the G1 Blurr design. That is why I do still prefer the animated Blurr. I think this just screams speed. I love how lithe and skinny he is. I love his futuristic car mode. I think this is a really cool Blurr, but I also recognize that for fans that wanted a G1 Blurr, they don't like the fact that he's a headmaster. They probably, and I forgot I had him, they wanted the Studio Series version. And when you compare the two of them, now my shattered glass version of the Studio Series mold does have its issues with looseness and things like that. But you can see how these were clearly going for the same design aesthetic and everything. In some ways, I prefer the Titan's Return. One, I like the gimmick. I love the gimmick. But also, we do have kind of a tighter chest. But we do, with this version, we do get things like the ankle tilt, things like that. I do think I prefer the transformation on the Titan's Return. I think it's a worthy one to have in your collection, especially if you like the Titan's Return gimmick of popping on and off and mixing up headmasters and things like that. And especially because he's this like blue-green color. It feels like you can really get away with any of the blue or green heads, make your own custom bots, things like that. It's just a really, really fun idea. And I like that they did this. I've talked about this every time I've reviewed a figure from the Titan's Return line. I like how much they did with the toy line across the line in a way that we haven't really seen since. But that being said, I don't think this Blurr finds a spot in my collection as much as like this version is kind of a loose mess, and as much as I like the animated version, I think that this Blurr, which is still pretty nice, just doesn't make it onto my shelves. So I am going to be doing a short little giveaway for those that are interested, and I recognize we probably won't have as many people interested in Titan's Return Blurr as we would the other stuff. But if you would like a Titan's Return Blurr, just like the giveaway winner will be announced in a moment for Studio Series War for Cybertron Ironhide, you can enter to win Transformers Generations Titan's Return Blurr. And it's pretty simple to enter. All you have to do is go down in the comments, and let me know. I'm curious to hear, is there a toy design, a character design, that you prefer the non-G1 version for? Like, I really like this guy more than this guy. Is there anything else that you're like, oh, I love movie Ironhide versus G1 Ironhide, or I really enjoy Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime versus G1 Optimus Prime? Whatever design strikes your fancy more than the G1 version, go down in the comments and just enter, you know, that you'd like to win Blur. And here's your answer to the question of the day. And then 1 week from today, I will draw and announce the winner of Titans Return Blur. Real quick, we're going to go announce the winner of the other giveaway that comes out in this video, War for Cybertron Ironhide, and then we'll be right back because I forgot I had this guy. I want to compare their alt modes super quickly. All right, it's time to announce the winner of Transformers Generations Studio Series War for Cybertron Ironhide. Over here on the left, we have all the comments on the video. Again, if you answered the question of the day and said you wanted to enter the giveaway, you got a little heart. That's how I kept track of everyone. It's been the same rules for years now. I've been doing this for a while. If you just want to leave a comment, I always still appreciate that. Over here on the right side, we have our 16 entries, and our winner is ran between 1 and 16, number 13. 13, oh, Ugly Wretch. Congratulations to Ugly Wretch. Where were you in here? Yeah, so Metabots and Zoids Legacy. I never played a Zoids game, but I love the Zoids cartoon. Like the one where they were like doing a tournament and Liger Zero had all the different like add-ons and stuff for it. Congratulations, Ugly Wretch. We'll get Ironhide bundled up and sent out your way as soon as possible. All right, let's finish out the review. Oh, and actually, we're just going to do the transformation because it is so quick. And I did forget one thing. You can detach the backpack part of the nose cone and flip out this piece here. It can do two things. One, you can fit a Titanmaster in here. If we want to take off Hyperfire here, you can seat him inside and like kind of like a sled. You can take your gun and stick that here, you know, therefore it becomes a little weaponized sled if you want for your Titanmaster. I like that there's like a vehicle within the vehicle, but it can also be placed kind of as a shield on the arm like so. And yeah, the transformation in reverse is super simple. It's probably, it feels like because of the standardization of the Titans Return gimmick, they needed to like keep these cockpits, you know, able to be used by any Titanmaster, so your chest wasn't going to transform much. It did kind of limit a little bit of what you could do on some of the toys, similar to Combiner Wars, kind of the need for the Scramble City Combiner. But that sort of limitation, I felt like, brought about some really cool design ideas that I don't know. Get it all back around. There we go. So here are our two kind of G1 Blur alt modes. And this, playing around with both, reminds me, I don't like the plastic on the new Studio Series. It's flimsy, it's bendy. You have these little like very thin sections. I really, really don't like these sections compared to just how sturdy in hand this feels. Again, it's hollow because you can stick a little dude in there, but it still feels solid. God, playing around with them back to back makes me appreciate this one even more than this version. But that's it. That's our quick look at Transformers Generations Titans Return Blur. Again, if you want to win him, go down in the comments below, answer the question of the day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!